Before replacing the control unit PCB, the current configuration should be recorded. It will be needed to configure the replacement board. Make a note of the engine name, above the engine bar graph. Select the engine, and make a note of the detector names above each bar graph. Also note the detector alarm levels, if they are different to the default levels. Here the alarm levels of the 3 PSU detectors have been changed. With the configuration recorded, the PCB can be changed. To remove the control unit lid, unscrew the 4 corner bolts. The lid can hang below the enclosure, held by the box-to-lid earth wire. Before replacing the PCB, switch off the control unit power. Firstly, remove the power and relay terminal blocks. Next, undo the screws holding the Modbus terminal block in place, and disconnect the terminal block. Disconnect the detector harnesses. Pinch either side of the connector, to release the connector latch. With all the connectors disconnected, the PCB can now be removed. Undo the 4 corner screws holding the PCB in place. Support the control unit lid when the earth wire is disconnected. The PCB can now be removed from the enclosure. If the control unit is part of a multi-engine system, the replacement PCB must be pre-configured with the correct Modbus address. For the membrane version, the ribbon cables must be disconnected from the lid. Using a small screwdriver, ease the ferrites off the sticky pads holding them in place. Then unplug the cables. On the replacement PCB, remove the cover on the ferrite sticky pad. To reconnect the membrane, flip the lid below the PCB. The 2 ribbon cables should be straightened and plugged into the 2 connectors. Stick the ferrites in place. Return to the engine, and place the PCB in the control unit enclosure. Fix it in place with the 4 corner screws. Fixing the earth wire with the bottom left corner screw. With the PCB fixed in place, reconnect the terminal blocks, fixing the Modbus connector in place with the 2 screws. Check the jumper links either side of the Modbus terminal block. The links should only be fitted in the last control unit. Reconnect the detector harnesses. Apply power to the control unit. After the unit completes its power-up sequence, check that the power LED is on, and a green LED is on for each detector connected. Fix the lid back in place. The configuration settings should now be entered via the remote display unit. The engine name. The detector names. And alarm levels where they were changed from the default settings. Log into the engineer's level. Select the menu, and select engine names. Select the required engine name, in this case main engine 2, and press save. Return to the main screen, and select the engine to display the detectors on the engine. From the engine menu, select detector names. For each detector, select the required detector name. Save the name detector changes, and return to the engine screen. Next, configure the alarm levels. Select the detector to alter the alarm levels from the default values. On the detector screen, select the menu. Using the up and down arrows, adjust the alarm levels to the required values. Save the changed levels. Use the left and right buttons to move to the next detector. Return to the engine screen. The changed alarm levels will be displayed on the detector bar graphs. It may also be necessary to set the control unit time and date. Select Set Time and Date from the menu, and enter the correct time and date. To ensure the new PCB is working correctly, perform each of the tests listed in the test menu. Check that no faults occur, and the correct responses are indicated by the ship's alarm management system. On completion of the tests, log out of engineer's level, and return the system to normal operation.